Hello, antagonists and axe murderers. My name is DB Sky, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where, as you can see, I look a little different. I got very tired of not being able to see my face, and so I did a little bit of glamoring to just basically make my armor look like anything that doesn't cover up my face. So now I look like this, which is a little mismatched, I'll admit, but at least I have facial expressions again, and I'm very happy with that. Anyway, I've decided that the thing I want to do right now is I want to kill that big monster. Rick, your confrontation with the beast at hand. Kujata has made his presence known. Reports place the creature to the northeast of Red Rooster's stead, in the vicinity of the Grey Fleet. There is little more for me to say but this. Harness all the strength you have built through your labors of sweat and blood, and unleash it full fury upon Kujata and his menagerie of scavengers. Sikhard yet lies abed, trusting in your strength and praying for your victory. I ask that you go to the lad before the battle and tell him you venture forth to fell the object of his vengeance. Such news should cheer his ailing heart. The time has come, Rick Ultham. May your axe strike deep and true. Hell yeah. Yeah, sure, why not? Finally. Gonna kick that. Okay, so I need to go to Red Rooster Stead, do I? Red Rooster Stead being there. Which means we grab the east and we head out to the east. And then I guess we'll just, I don't know, have to go there on foot. Psych! I have a Chocobo now! Although I like people have sort of complained that I like to zoom the camera in really close on my character as I move around, and that's because like when you zoom out really far, it looks like you're moving slow. It looks like you're not moving very fast, but if you zoom in real close, you get much more of a sense of speed. And that's just like for my own personal pleasure and comfort. Hey kid, look at my cool new Chocobo! Oh, also I'm gonna murder the monster that killed your parents. I'm sorry for making trouble. Or, what was his accent? Alright, I gave him a southern accent for some fucking reason. I'm sorry for making trouble. No, I deserve what I got. It's my own fault for not believing in you. But you came back anyway, and now you're gonna take that axe to Kujata's head, ain't you? I know you can beat that bastard, you got to. There we go.
Man, as I'm sticking my nose where it ain't wanted, but I couldn't avoid the thought of you facing that monster solo. Kujata's got his friends, so it's only fair you've got a couple too. And what are friends for if not to lighten your load? I already did some groundwork for you. Seems like a farver on his way to falling a victim to the fiend's pack. If we follow the trail of destruction, it just might lead us to the big bugger himself.
Off I go, then.
Why is the icon still here? Oh, Sulkweb, hey! I heard Kujata has reared his ugly head again, and I reckoned you'd not be too far behind. I hope you won't object to me lending what aid I can. We've been through much, you and I would see this tale to its end. Appreciate it. Brumba, well, he felt much the same, so here we are. A pack of 2 to offset the ravenous beasts that follow in Kujata's wake.
That's why they were here.
A lavender pot, a most auspicious omen. You find a pot that appears to have been dragged from the farmer's wain.
You sense a hostile presence.
Oh no! I mean, it is a little bit, like, I am under-geared for my level, so, like, I might be taking a little bit more damage than I'd want to. A crate! Hey, big lad. Please stay out of this, would you? You will only annoy me. Ooh! Aren't you large? Oops. Wrong ability. Tell me the Final Fantasy VII boss theme is somewhere in this game. Ah, yes, my finely honed senses tell me that he might be nearby. Just got this feeling, you know? Oi, asshole! Watch where you step from now on. Start with this. Between the Storm's Path and Soul Quip healing me, I feel like I'm probably gonna be fine, apparently. So long as I'm not dumb enough to stand in his AoEs, I guess. Although Brunblob over there... Ow. Seems to be taking a bit of damage. Oh no, he's fine. I'm good. Don't you worry about me. And down he goes. Yay, we murdered an animal. Or is it going to be a thing where he's going to get up? Brick!
It appears our timing was fortuitous.
The Axemaster called me here so as I could see. You did it. You really did it. Ma, Dad, do you see? Rick killed the bastard. He's finally dead. Thank you. Thank all of you. Brick, do you reckon I could learn to swing an axe like that? When I was bigger, I mean. I want to protect folk, too. Keep them safe from, you know, monsters and things. Yes, my friend. With enough training, you too can learn to murder animals.
If you train hard, then naught is beyond your reach, young man.
That was a face. Then that's what I'll do. I'll train every single day. You see, I'll be the strongest hero there ever was. Well done, Brick. I knew from the first moment we met that you would rise to meet any challenge.
Saw it with my own eyes, and I still can scarce believe it. You brought down the mountain. It is done, Brick. You have answered the boys' prayers and upheld the pride of the guild. Hold your head high, Marauder. I shall be awaiting your triumphant return to Limsa Lominsa.
Okay.
Race you there! That was truly a mighty feat, Brick. Never have I seen a marauder so dedicated to attaining the pinnacle of his discipline.
Yes, I have definitely not been doing any other things in the meantime.
In recognition of your achievements, I, Axemaster Wyrnsoen, pass on to you our guild's final technique, the thrill of battle. This skill teaches you to embrace the fear and danger of combat, allowing you to push well beyond the normal limits of your stamina. Though the thought brings me both joy and sadness, there is not more I can teach you. May the memories of your time here at the guild sustain you as you strive for ever greater heights of perfection.
Well, actually, when something's perfect, you can't actually improve on it, because that's technically what the term perfection means.
Experience now shall be your tutor. There will always be greater foes and deadlier challenges on which to test your blade. Of that, I am certain. You enter a realm of our craft in which even I have never set foot. I only hope that when you reach the very boundaries of our art, you will return to share your triumphs with us. Until then, Brick, may your axe ever swing true.
Thanks, buddy. Well, that's not good at all. That's okay, but I can't wear helmets with this armor. That's a lot better. Why is that? Oh, right. It's because of I can. It's because of the way that my. Because the leg gear I'm wearing right now prohibits me from wearing things on my feet, I think, is the thing that's going on. So the smart thing is probably to take the gauntlets. I think. I'm reasonably sure that's correct. Not that it matters, because I have a plan to obtain some better gear, eventually. So, increases maximum HP by 20% and restores the amount increased. So that's a self-heal buff when I need it. Okay, cool. Nice to have. Well. My feisty little chocobo? Camp Tranquil. Where the hell is this? Oh, it's in New Gridania. South of the Bent Branch. Okay. I guess I should go see what that is at some point. Right. I need to go do that thing at the airship landing. I think it's a PvP thing, but might as well go find out. Private Eltham, come to join the fight, have we? Very good indeed. Not really, no, but I guess there's some money in it if I go and see what it's all about, so I'm coming. So this to me sounds like it's going to be a PvP area where the various factions are fighting over territory control or something along those lines. Man, everyone here looks so fancy. There's me with my crappy mismatched armor. Oh, it's a three-way thing, is it? Now, before we proceed, I must warn you, this isn't going to be like some jaunt at the Wolves' Den. They'll be pitted against wave after wave of fellow Alliance members in battle, and they won't care one whit you're the Warrior of Light. This campaign will be long and brutal, and victories won today may be undone tomorrow. Consider the borderland ruins. We need only seize control of each ruin in the region, right? Wrong. Defense is paramount as well, for our rivals will muster forces to challenge our claims. It is for this reason we've established an airship route direct to the front line. Those who are ready and willing to fight will never want for transportation. Ah, but that look on your face bespeaks confusion. Are we at war or not? What is this bollocks about no killing? What the seven hells is going on? That's what you're thinking, yes? Well, it's less war and more organized violence to resolve a territorial dispute. And yes, it is to be civilized violence. Killing Alliance members is strictly prohibited. Though accidents have been known to happen, mind you. But you of all people have nothing to fear. You've escaped certain death more times than I can count. What are the odds you'll fail to do so this time, huh? Cool. The Borderland ruins, blah, blah, blah. PvP frontline campaigns, blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Right. Then there's those are dungeon quests as far as I can make out, so I'm leaving those alone. So at this point, I think next episode is going to be all crafting all the time. Like, I think next episode we're just going to do a bunch of crafting. But for this episode, let's go to the... Yeah, to the 7th Dawn at the Waking Sands. Which means going to Horizon! Welcome back, Brick. Lake Dimionphilia awaits you within. Oh, hey, I get storm shields for that. Welcome back. It seems you wasted no time in putting your skills to work. How do I know? Why, the recruitment officer called to regale me with a tale of your heroics. The pride in his voice was palpable. We scions are truly fortunate to have you with us, Brick. My terrible outfit. Now, when last we spoke, I said that I wanted you to meet some friends, did I not? Well, I neglected to mention that you've already met. Tartaru, please show them in. This way, sirs. Oh, hey.
Thanks again for getting us out of that mess. We owe you our lives. But I don't think we probably introduced ourselves. I'm Biggs.
And I'm...
Gods, man, spit it out, will ya?
Wedge, at your service! I'm pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. Magitech-driven contraptions such as airships grow ever more vital to the city-states of Eorzea. As a neutral party, it was judged that we scions should serve as keepers of this technology. Of course, for this, we needed the knowledge of experts, and so we requested the assistance of Garland Ironworks, who very kindly sent us two of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow. On behalf of the scions, I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands. So if you join one of the other grand companies, they will be... Instead of being from Limsa, they'll just be from whatever other region. Okay. Like every soul here, I love Eorzea, and I count myself blessed to have been given this chance to stand with you all and fight for the future of the realm. I've never known such fulfillment, such happiness. Investigate the sylphs, huh?
Now, having set aside the formalities, we have a favor to ask of you. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like gisselcreens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Ahem. Though technically a beast tribe, sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained, until such time as we know. It would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda, who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
In short, it is essential that we approach the sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo. Winning the sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. Will you help us?
I mean, Ramu is
I
usually
am
a fairly
grateful.
reasonable
Well, as much
character.
as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Leave it to me.
Us, Ida, us!
Alrighty then. To Gridania, I guess. Hang on, let me Right, you can't see the quests unless you're actually at the place. Right. That's in Gridania also, so that works out fine. Like that I can go there and do like get my feisty little Chocobo thing. And then also
Continue the story!
the lavender beds.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but are you not an adventurer? I've seen you running to and fro, face set in grim determination as adventurers are wont to do, hence my presumption. If so, I have information which may interest you.
Oh, she's... Okay, right. It's just... No. Don't need it. I'll come get it. If I ever need it, I'll come get it. Oh, right. There's no need to abandon it, though. I'll just turn it off. There we go. Right. Where am I going? South. From here, I need to go down there. Yes. Oh, I actually need to go back to Bredon. Okay.
We know far too little of the sylphs to lay any worthwhile plans. We must call upon the scions once more if we're... beg pardons. 'Tis a terrible habit of mine to think aloud. But tell me, what brings you to the Adder's Nest? Hey, cool. Hail, adventurer! I bid you welcome to the Adder's Nest. Do you seek to entwine your destiny with the twin adder?
Good day, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings us here today.
Ida and Papalimo, always a pleasure to see the two of you. My men tell me you question the name of the scions as of late.
Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us that the twin adder was in need of our adventuring prowess.
Aye, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard that we're investigating the sylphs, that curious beast tribe that calls the depths of the 12-foot home. The sylphs are, for the most part, a peaceable bunch, much to the delight of the eldest Sightseeing, who has no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The twin adder of the same mind, and it's just precisely for that reason that the sylph's relation to the primal Ramu has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there be even a sliver of chance that the summoning of the primal might disturb the balance between Gridania and the sylphic tribes, it is a possibility we cannot ignore.
That'll save them, sorry, indeed.
Do we strike at Ramu, or leave the sylphs to their own ways? That is the question, yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions within Gridania, abound within Gridania, but to listen only to one's own is the greatest mistake a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the sylphs themselves, and seek an impartial party to serve as my liaison. That's where you scions come in.
Yes, get the large axeman to be your diplomat.
The sylphs of Little Solas remain untempered, and have held many a productive dialogue with our people. I would hear their candid thoughts on their temperate brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sylphic tradition and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would not do to have any cross-cultural faux pas get in the way of productive parley. En route to Little Solas, you'll come upon the Hawthorn Hut. Our officer stationed there can enlighten you as to how to win the sylphs' favor. May your expedition be a worthwhile one.
A friendly palaver with the sylphs? This should be a pleasant enough diversion. The Hawthorn Hut, was it? Why, I believe the ferry departing from West Shore Pier should take us straight there.
A friendly palaver, indeed. I hope this will be as straightforward as you say, Papalimo.
It absolutely won't.
Man, that strut, look at him. Adorable. Right, and now then, the house that Death built? Is that just another housing thing, or?
Oh, as if I'm not busy enough without playing Lost and Found. Oh, do forgive me, friend. Once again, one of our customers has departed without her belongings, and I'm at a loss for what to do about it. While I understand that adventurers have many cares on their minds, it would make my life much easier if they could keep their personal effects in order. But you did not come here to lend an ear to my grumblings. This is the book in question. The face of its owner was unfamiliar to me, but Errol over there seemed quite smitten with her. As with every pretty lass he lays his eyes on, but that's neither here nor there. Might it trouble you to inquire as to the girl's whereabouts? I've found the man to be less than forthcoming ever since I spurned his advances.
Oh, what a dick. What in the heck? Still poking around for work, you must be an adventurer too. Am I right? You won't find much here, I'm afraid. Seems the only thing people talk about these days is that nasty bit of business down there, Issamhar. Surely you've heard the stories of a strange portal suddenly appearing in the ruins down there? Hey, don't give me that look. I'm only telling you what I overheard from the whalers. They say on the other end is some sort of labyrinth. The thing is, every time they go down there to map the place out, nothing is the same. A mystery if ever I've heard one. Frankly, I'm more than happy to let it stay a mystery. Strange apparitions, booby-trapped corridors. Going down there is nothing short of suicide. Still, the prospect of treasure is awful tempting. Don't take my word for it, though. Head down to Issamhar and you can hear it straight from the Chocobo's mouth. Okay. The sweet little thing with the journal. Oh, of course, I remember her. I remember her well. Had a smile to warm the heart and a laugh, a lilt, one might say, to tickle the depths of the soul. And she was most eager to hear tales of my many travels, which speaks to a keen and sensitive mind. Jilly, I believe was her name. Oh, that's not right. Jilly was the redhead from last week. Ah, damn if I can remember. You must understand, no small number of comely lasses seek out my company. I dare say keeping all the names and faces straight is an adventure in itself. Anyway, the girl spoke of paying a visit to Apkalu Falls before traveling on. Like as not, you'll find her there now, shedding a tear or two at our parting. Do pass along my regards if you see her. She should be readily recognizable in that charming straw hat of hers. Okay. I'm just wondering what I unlock by doing this. Okay, right. Where do I need to go? Up north. To take the ferry. Right, but I want to... Now there's a quest back at the Marauders. But then where was the... Okay, hang on. There was a thing called My Something Little Chocobo. And I believe it's down by... Okay, I'm going to Camp Tranquil. Fuck this. Which means we're going to Bent Branch Meadows. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to find out. Aha. No, that's a left quest. Don't care about that. But I will go to the House of the Death Belt. To start.
I'm sorry, but you must insist that you... Though, an adventurer, and a rather seasoned-looking one besides. On the off chance you're not simply here to gawp, perhaps you can lend us a hand? You see, despite the fervent protestation of those Duskwights over there, we cannot permit civilians within the ruins at this time. Capable men and women like you, on the other hand, are more than welcome. That is, if you've got the stones for it.
Uh-huh. Right, okay. Yeah, there it is. My feisty little chocobo. And things. Okay, so... We chocobo up. We go over to that goddamn thing.
Well, man, adventurer, I take it you've come to learn more of the recent happenings at Isambhar. The site is of interest to owing to the Galmoran ruins, Galmor being an underground city which predates Gridania, in case you weren't aware. Anyway, the past few days we've received reports from several anthropogeographers that a magical gateway of some sort had appeared in the ruins and that all manner of creatures were coming and going through it. My men and I were among the first to examine it, and, well, it's hard to explain. We crossed the threshold into a set of corridors we'd never seen before, and then suddenly each and every one of us was filled with an inexplicable sense of dread. It was all I could do to even take a single step. According to Iuna Kotor, who accompanied us, the ruins are warded with powerful magics that sap the spirit and ether of all who enter, rendering them easy prey for the creatures within. Thankfully, he managed to survive a solution. Ether pool arms and armor with Safeguard that channel the weedless energies that they might withstand the ruins' magics. Unfortunately, it does little to prevent us from losing our way. Though it beggars belief, every time we've dared to venture into the ruins, we've found the path to be changed. We suspect this too may be the work of an unfathomably powerful mage. Needless to say, something strange is afoot and traditional tactics are not like to suffice. Even experienced adventurers will need to proceed with caution. In any event, if you believe you have what it takes to brave the ruins and discover what secrets lie in its deepest depths, you need but say the word. Palace of the Dead. Okay, you may enter solo or blah blah blah. Option to enter fixed party or match party. We have the matching system. Players will start at level 1, regardless of their current class or job level. Furthermore, only Etherpool arms and Etherpool armor may be used when inside the Palace of the Dead. Each floor of the Palace of the Dead is randomly generated, including the placement of enemies, treasure coffers, and traps. Further okay, so it's like a rogue-like sort of thing, where you get reduced to level 1 every time. Huh. Is that fucking Kieran? From Final Fantasy X? Holy shit. This game panders, man. It panders so hard. And I am not mad. Are those Marlboros? Oh no, they're Stropers. Stropers, really? Now there's a blast from the past. Stropers, I think the last time I saw those in a Final Fantasy game was Final Fantasy V, I want to say? Maybe Final Fantasy VI. In Final Fantasy V, I remember they were an early game enemy that you fight in some caves. I think it's the pirate caves right at the start of the game, something like that. Okay, Chocobo Keep. Hello. Thank you. Aetheryte.
And now you speak. Fancy little Chocobo, what does that mean?
The unmistakable smell of Chocobo clings to you, adventurer. Would I be correct in assuming you have your own trusty steed? I thought so. Now tell me, is your bird battle trained? If not, you might consider seeking the advice of Luculot over at Bent Branch Meadows. The Ishgardian native is something of a prodigy in all manners concerning our fine feathered friends. He should be able to help you attain greater affinity with your bird.
Okay, so we go back to Bent Branch, I guess? That's a cool Chocobo outfit.
Greetings, adventurer.
Oh wait, is he wearing like a thing? No.
This is something you need. You wish to have your Chocobo trained in combat. This is no small request you make. Riding your bird is one thing. Asking it to take hurts in your name is quite another. I will help train your Chocobo, but on the promise that you will never unduly expose it to danger. Do I have your word?
Hey, I'm a tank by profession.
Very well. To begin, we will need a bunch of Gisal greens. You have my leave to pick one for the field yonder. Return here when you have it. Okay. Have you acquired the greens? Superb. Then we shall get straight to it. Doubtless you already know this, but Chocobos are highly fond of Gisal greens. They love the leafy vegetables so much, in fact, that they will completely forget their fears in face of danger. Thus, by feeding your birds the greens, you can prevail upon it to fight beside you. And then, once cold, it will be up to you to direct its actions as you see fit. You will find that your Chocobo innately responds to a number of general commands. Give your bird an order, and it'll act accordingly, and to the best of its ability. This simple yet effective methodology was developed at the Fortemps family, one of the foremost houses in Ishgard. And that concludes your lesson. Of course, it is not merely enough to hear about a practice, one must venture forth and attempt it oneself. Summon your Chocobo with a bunch of Gisal greens, and together make your way to Sorrel Haven. A brood says that prowl the area ought to be a suitable challenge for you and your companion. Put down 3 of them and return here. And lastly, by way of advice, I would recommend you keep an ample supply of Gisal greens on your person at all times. Our resident vendor will be able to provide you with as much as you can carry.
Cool. Where are they? Ah, there. In addition to riding him, you can summon your Chocobo to fight alongside. You need Gisal greens. To use Chocobo summon, use the greens. Fight in the same places they can be ridden, so don't expect them to follow you into dungeons. Like, yeah. Cool. Okay, character, actions, orders, Chocobo. Hello. Petrification, Jesus. As your Chocobo ranks increases, he will earn skill points. You can quest companion-specific. Okay, so your Chocobo can level up. Sweet. There we go. That's 3.
So, have you successfully negotiated your first few battles with your Chocobo? Well done. Tell me, how did it feel? Was it not supremely reassuring fighting with your feathered companion? Your Chocobo can make up for your shortcomings or build upon your strengths. Indeed, there are countless ways the two of you might complement each other, so through some experimentation you will come to find the approach that serves you best. Ah, before I forget, I have one last
parting gift, a saddlebag for your Chocobo. Carrying Gisal greens about can be quite cumbersome after all, and there should be sufficient room for your personal belongings should the needs arise. I pray it serves you well in your travels. You can now access your Chocobo saddlebag. This supplementary storage window can be accessed by selecting Chocobo saddlebag located under... Aha! Sweet! Hey, buddy. It's nice to have you with me. Now, what? What are we doing? Where are we going? What needs to happen? Aye, the ferry docked at the base of this hill will carry you across the lake to the East Shroud. Once you're ashore, head due east and you should find the Hawthorne Hut without much trouble. Thank you. And now over to a sight to behold. Millith Ironheart. Pardon, I don't believe we've met. Huh? You've something in mind, you say? Here, you drop this. My journal! Thank the 12. In my haste to escape the clutches of that insufferable muttonmonger, it slipped my mind entirely. Might I be so bold as to ask your name?
I'm Brick.
You have my gratitude, Brick. It may not look like much, but I count this humble diary among my most prized possessions. Its pages brim with tales of the most heart-stirring sights I've seen in our realm, as told to me by the sensitive souls I've met in my travels across the Eorzea. Tales that have struck me with a most incurable case of wanderlust. As an adventurer, you too have seen the realm, I'm sure. But I would ask of you, Brick, have you truly seen her? Borne witness to Eorzea and her myriad of splendor? Have you stood on the palm-fringed beaches of Costa del Sol, just as the sun peeks out over the horizon, its rays kissing the sand beneath your feet? Have you lost yourself in the night sky of Sagoli, adrift amidst the boundless sea of stars? Ah, but why do we even try to convey with words that which must be seen to be appreciated? To our fortune, whithersoever we wander, Eorzea's beauty is but a stone's throw away. If I may quote from my journal, yes, this is the one. For the fane beneath the two that are as one, her divine cup runneth over with light ethereal. Such were the conjurer's words, and I would see as she saw. I saw for myself before coming here, and I can assure you that the conjurer spoke true. Indulge me, go there and look out upon the beauty before you. I would hear your thoughts. Okay. Seek out a place for the fane, so that would be down by the Conjurer's Guild, huh? You have looked upon one of the Eorzea's stirring vistas as identified by the explorer Millith Ironheart. Return to Apkalu Falls and report your sightings. Okay. Welcome back, Brick. I trust you were as moved by the sight as I was. The great stone that adorns the entrance to the Silkglade Fane is none other than the Sky Serpent's egg, cast down from the heavens by Nofika the Matron so long ago. And those mammoth tree trunk remains? Remnants, no doubt, of a primeval forest. Whence did they come? Why do the two great arbors now grow as one? This I do not know. But what I do know is that the realm is replete with such beauty if only you know where to look. That is what compels me to wander. Not the promise of power, glory, or riches, but a burning desire to witness all the wonders around us, as wrought by gods and men alike. Though we have just met, the twinkle in your eye tells me that we share certain aesthetic sensitivities. It would be my pleasure to gift you with a sightseeing log of your own. In its pages you will find my record of the most stirring sights in the realm, both those I have seen with my own eyes and those I have, thus far at least, only heard of in my travels. No doubt your adventures keep you occupied, but is this not all the more reason to take in the sights as you travel? Let body and mind enjoy a moment of respite from time to time? Who can say? Perhaps you will discover glorious new vistas that have eluded even me. With that, I wish you safe travels, Brick. When you have seen all that there is to see, pray return to me. I would like nothing more than to share impressions with a fellow sensitive soul. You now have access to the Sightseeing log, a compendium of the most beautiful sights to be seen across the Eorzea, as compiled by the explorer Millith Ironheart. Cool. So I guess that's just basically a way to, like, earn a little bit of extra stuff. Some achievements and things like that. Well, cool.
Right. And Etherite. Bang. And I think that is probably a good place to cut an episode. So if I can just pose myself nicely next to my Chocobo. There we go. Come on, get in the picture. There you are. So, if you have enjoyed hanging out in the world of Final Fantasy XIV with me, then hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons down below, because they're the ones that'll let you know when the next episode comes out. Next episode, I think, I'm gonna head back to Limsa Lominsa, and we're just gonna do a crap ton of crafting to get myself a proper new armor set, if at all possible. I have some money now, so I think I should be able to do it. And maybe also do some fishing. Like, I think next episode is gonna be much more chill and much less stories. So, if you want to see any of that, you can hit like, comment, subscribe, I said. I also have memberships available on this channel, which will give you early access to episodes before they get published normally. So if you want that, that's available. It helps me pay my rent and stuff, but you don't have to do it if you don't want to. Thank you for watching. Remember to wear a mask, wash your hands, and still, yes, take the vaccine. Because we'll probably need more than one before all this is over. And try to act with solidarity towards those who are working to make the world a better place.